Okay, so let's talk a little bit about accommodation and living conditions. I lived in a flat that was 15 minutes from university if you walk, so it was really close. It was in the district called El Poblado, which is also known as the Gringo district because there are a lot of foreigners and exchange people that live there, and it is supposedly the safest place in the city. It's also close to the party places, so I would personally recommend either going there or if you want to have a complete Colombian experience, you go to other districts which are less famous. For example, Envigado is really nice. What do you have to expect to pay? Most people I talked to, including myself, it was an average per month between 3 and 400 euros, depending on the kind of accommodation you got. So you have to keep in mind it's a big city and living expenses are not that cheap, especially if you live in the city center. Food wise, I would say it's comparable to to Europe. You can get really cheap food on the streets that costs you €1 or two and you'll be full. If you go shopping, you get groceries pretty much for the same price in Germany. Meat and vegetables are cheaper, but you pay a premium on whatever is imported, and that is quite heavy, so it kind of equals out. I booked my apartment via Airbnb and made a contract with the supplier, so that was a lucky shot. I would recommend that for the beginning to you guys, maybe for the first 3 weeks, and then start looking for something in the areas so that you can see the apartments beforehand, because most of the people I knew, they booked something in before and then they left the apartment anyways because they didn't like it. So make sure you get a nice Airbnb for a few weeks. It's not that expensive, and then you go to another place and you can look for it, or if you're lucky like me, you just stay at the Airbnb, which includes everything, so that was kind of convenient. I had a roommate in the Airbnb and another roommate that changed frequently, but that was fine with me. All the people I knew also had roommates, so don't expect to live alone. But within these areas, apartments are quite nice, usually in the 13th, 15th floor, and you have a nice overview over the city. So I can only recommend that.